Loneliness is not the end. It's a door. Loneliness is like dust. At first, you barely notice it. You wake up, and everything seems normal. The kettle on the stove, the newspaper on the table, the radio murmuring about the weather. But then you realize you haven't heard your own voice in a week. Breakfast stopped being a time to chat with someone and became just a habit. Even the ache in your back. There's no one to mention it to. I'm 78. My kids live across the ocean. Most of my friends, well, there aren't many left. But over the years, I've learned something. Loneliness is not an enemy. It's an empty room, and it's up to us to decide what to fill it with. Silence or music, darkness or light. Today, I want to share with you what saved me from despair. 7 simple habits. They don't require money, strength, or anyone else's help. Just a desire to live instead of waiting for life to end. And the first one, start your day with a ritual, not emptiness. I used to hate mornings. I'd wake up and think, why bother? Today will be just like yesterday. But then I realized, morning is a door. If you don't open it, life stays on the other side. So now, my first 5 minutes are sacred. I don't jump out of bed. Instead, I slowly pour tea into the same mug my wife bought me 40 years ago. It's cracked, but I glued it back together. While the tea brews, I open the curtains and say out loud, "Good morning, world," even if it's raining. It's not magic, it's a reminder. I'm still here. My day starts not with silence, but with a small dialogue with life. Your ritual doesn't have to be the same as mine. Maybe yours is, playing old songs on the radio, ironing a shirt, even if you're not going anywhere, taking 3 deep breaths by an open window. The point is to create your own morning key, not just to start the day, but to start your life. And once you feel the day begin on your terms, move on to the next step, finding voices where you've only heard silence. Find a voice. Even if it's a stranger's silence used to scare me. The only sound in my apartment was the hum of the fridge. But one day at the grocery store, I told the cashier, "I love your earrings. They remind me of my late wife's style." She smiled and said, "Thank you. My granddaughter picked them for me." That 10-second conversation made me feel alive again. So now I have a rule. Talk to someone every day about something real. Not just, "How's the weather?" Ask the mailman, "Your legs must be tired. I used to walk miles delivering letters in the 80s. Call the local radio station. Play some Elvis for us old-timers. Chat with a volunteer at the senior center. I rebuilt a '57 Chevy once. Best years of my life." A Harvard study found that 5 minutes of meaningful conversation daily cuts loneliness by 30%. But it's not about minutes. It's about being heard. Don't wait for others to reach out. Start small. Compliment the barista's tattoo. Ask the librarian, "Got any new mysteries?" I've read every Agatha Christie twice. Wave to the neighbor walking their dog. "That golden retriever has more energy than my grandkids." Your voice still has power, even if it shakes. Because as long as you speak up, you're part of the world. And once you've found your voice, let your body remember what movement feels like. Move your body, even when it feels impossible. Your body remembers joy. Even if your knees creak, your back aches, or your hands tremble. A few years ago, I was glued to my recliner, convinced my dancing days were over. Then my granddaughter dragged me to a senior Zumba class. I felt ridiculous, until I realized everyone there was just as rusty as me. By the end, we were laughing so hard, I forgot I needed a hip replacement. You don't need to dance, but movement is medicine. A 10-minute walk around the block, waving at neighbors, stretching to Frank Sinatra's Fly Me to the Moon, chair exercises while watching Wheel of Fortune. The Mayo Clinic says daily movement cuts depression risk by 40% in seniors. But here's what the numbers don't tell you. When you move, you tell your brain, "I'm still here. I'm not done yet." Now, let's turn lonely memories into your greatest strength. Turn your wisdom into purpose. After retirement, I felt like a book nobody opens anymore. Then my neighbor asked, "Can you help with the community garden? We're drowning in weeds." I showed up, expecting to hate it. But digging in the dirt, teaching kids how to plant tomatoes, it felt like I'd found a missing puzzle piece. Purpose isn't about grand gestures. It's about sharing what you know. Read to kids at the library. They'll giggle at your pirate voices. Mentor newcomers. Teach English, knitting, or how to grill the perfect burger. Join a local history group. Your memories are someone else's time machine. Too tired? Try micro-impact. Write online reviews. Your 5-star rant about the best apple pie in town might save a bakery. Share family recipes on Facebook. Grandma's meatloaf secret? A dash of bourbon. Donate old photos to the town archive. Your prom night could inspire a teen's art project. Your life's chapters aren't over. Someone needs your story. Embrace technology. It's your new best friend. I used to think technology was for kids and aliens. Then my granddaughter sent me a video of her cat playing piano. Yes, piano. And I laughed so hard, I spilled my coffee. That's when I realized tech isn't stealing our world. It's handing us a megaphone. Here's how I tamed the beast. FaceTime Fridays. My family set up a tablet, and now I watch my grandkids build Lego castles. Facebook Time Machine. I reconnected with my college roommate. Turns out, she still hates cilantro, just like in 1973. YouTube University. I learned to bake sourdough from a teenager in Norway. A Pew Research study says 73% of seniors use tech daily. But here's the real secret. You don't need to be a genius. Just curious enough to click, try anyway. Loneliness is not the end. It's a door. I once thought loneliness was a dead end. Now I see it's a door. Every ritual, every small conversation, every movement, these are keys. Keys I found too late, but you can take them now. My wife used to say, "Autumn isn't the time to fade. It's when trees show how brightly they can burn." So take that old mug, pour the tea, open the window, and say to the world, "I'm still here." Because beyond that door, life is still waiting to surprise you.